Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm just going to talk about Aaron Hernandez double murder trial wrapped up for today. And today it wrapped up with Jose Baez cross-examination of Alexander Bradley. Now this cross-examination ended with this right here. Take a look at this.
To declare your agreement null and void.
No, they haven't.
Okay. Did you get any bad news at lunch?
No, I did not.
Okay. Aside from the bologna sandwich, nothing negative happened.
Objection. Sustained.
If I can have just one moment, Judge.
Okay, now you saw that, right? It ended with Jose Baez bringing up the bologna sandwich, saying that was the only thing that happened bad. You know, he was talking about his deal. He's talking about did he break the terms and conditions of his deal that he made to testify against Aaron Hernandez. And he ended with the bologna sandwich. Now, I think Jose Baez, the stakes are high. You know, he cross-examined him. Here's a guy that's actually pointing the finger at his client, saying that his client killed two people and he was with him that night. It doesn't look good, and Jose Baez knows that. And he's also frustrated because he couldn't get this guy rattled like he wanted to. And he doesn't know if whatever he said resonated with the jury. Jose Baez doesn't know that. He doesn't, I don't think he has, because really at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the jury or not. It's going to come down to the jury if they're going to look at this objectively or not. And he knows that the stakes are high. This guy has sat here and said that your client shot these two people. Your client also shot me. So Jose Baez not only, let me tell you why he was also frustrated. He wasn't prepared for this. Let me tell you what Jose Baez wasn't prepared for. He knew that he had to battle the prosecutor. Okay. He also, during this trial, he knew he had to battle the judge. Let me tell you why he had to battle the judge. Take a look at this right here.
And the bulletproof vests were for your own protection?
Correct.
Just in case you get in a shootout?
Objection. Sustained.
Okay. In case you get shot?
Objection. Sustained.
What would the bulletproof vest be for, sir?
Objection. Sustained.
Now,
Sustain. He just kept sustaining them. So he knew he had to battle the judge, but he wasn't prepared that he really had to have a battle with the person that was testifying, Alexander Bradley. He had to battle with him too, because they had a few testy moments yesterday and today. So imagine you had to battle three people in that courtroom. He wasn't prepared for that. He wasn't prepared to battle Alexander Bradley. And I'm going to tell you why. I know a lot of people are going to say that he's a high-powered attorney. He's an experienced attorney. But I know he has experience rattling people on that stand. He did not rattle Alexander Bradley. There was a few moments where he did get to Alexander Bradley a little bit. But Alexander Bradley, you know, he got out of character a little bit, but he regained himself. And he did a good job. A lot of people thinking Alexander Bradley was a good witness for the prosecution. He did a good job. This is from the comments I'm reading. Okay, if the jury feels the same way, this case is over, folks. It's over. Aaron Hernandez will be found guilty on all charges. It's over with. If that's the way if that's the way the jury feels. If the jury will take all evidence into consideration, and if they come back and say, you know what? We don't know if Alexander Bradley could have been the shooter or Hernandez could have been the shooter. You know, we really don't know. If they come back with that decision, we're going to have an acquittal. But Jose Baez, he was walking a tightrope, because I read someone's comment when I was watching the case live. They said, man, this is turning into a harassment now. Now he's harassing his witness, and a lot of people started to agree with it. If the jury feels that way, it's not a good look. It's not going to be a good, it's not going to be good. So we also going to hear from, we're going to hear from Alexander Bradley tomorrow, because it ended with Prosecutor Hagen questioning him again. So and I'm sure Baez is going to spend the night thinking about it, and then he's going to get back at him again tomorrow for a little bit. And he, you know, I guess he tried everything. I mean, there was one point when, you know, he was on the stand there was one point today where Baez had to come near Bradley to show him some paperwork. He said, "Oh, excuse me, I don't want to spill this drink on you." You know, he's trying to get into the guy's head. The only thing he did was this. Bradley did like this. He just shook it off, shook his head off. It was no way he could get this guy out of character. I'm talking about out of character to the point where he get him screaming on the stand, stuttering, start forgetting and contradicting himself. That it was very minimum at best. If Bradley did that, it was very minimum. And to be honest with you, I totally think that he took him for granted. He underestimated Bradley. And I said it before. I said this guy could possibly be a good witness. I said this guy is well spoken. This guy is presenting himself well, and that's gonna make the jury think that this guy really pulled the trigger that night. I'm telling you, man, it's already not good for Hernandez, because it doesn't look good that he tried to hide the SUV. Bradley saying that Tanya Singleton picked up the SUV and the SUV was hiding. It's also not a good look that, you know, he was trying to buy the SUV. The owner testified, the owner of the car dealership where he worked out a deal with Hernandez to buy the SUV, he already testified saying that, you know, it was just a no-win situation here. He couldn't get the SUV back. That's not good, okay? Despite that, we don't have no DNA on the murder weapon. We don't. And we don't have no fingerprints, so I don't know how they're going to say that Hernandez shot him unless they believe Alexander Bradley. If the jury believes him, it's going to be a guilty verdict. But if they look at it like, you know what, this guy did have a lot to lose, you know, he cut a deal, he wanted to kill Hernandez at one point. I think I want to kill too if somebody shot me in the damn head and I live. But like I said before, I would be going to the authorities to turn that person in. I'm not going to be trying to get any money from that person until that person's convicted. Then I go to civil trial and get the money. That's just how I operate. I'm not a street guy. And you know, Bradley is not really a street guy either. Let me tell you what Bradley is. Bradley is just somebody that happened to be selling drugs. He happened to be selling weed. He went to almost got his associate's degree. He's not a stupid guy. All criminals are not stupid. To be a successful criminal, you have to be smart. You can't be out here selling that amount of drugs and you're not smart. Okay? I mean, you could be stupid too, but, you know, I mean, all criminals eventually get caught. I mean, the old saying goes, the players change, but the game doesn't change. So, but he is not he's not a dumb person. He's not. And I don't know if he was prepared to cross-examine him. I don't know. I think he thought that he came in cocky, because you remember yesterday I said that he started out the cross-examination pretty cocky, saying that, oh, so rock, that means you like to rock people to sleep. You know, the way he was leaning. He was trying to intimidate him right there. This man wasn't intimidated. If anybody know Jose Baez, listen, I have a message for him. Jose Baez, listen to me. The man wasn't intimidated of you. Here you got a guy that got shot in the head, almost lost his life. What do you think he's going to be intimidated for you for? He has nothing to lose, actually. The stakes are very high. Alexander Bradley's family is on the line. I mean, his kid's life is in jeopardy because he's on the stand. I mean, he's taking a huge risk here. So I don't know. I don't think he's scared of you. And then Baez said that, you know, so you believe in no snitching and stuff like that. So what are you doing right now? I'm telling you, if the jury interprets that, if they take that the wrong way, Jose Baez, your man is done. Your man is done. If the jury is taking if you being snarky the wrong way, or whatever, I don't know, snarky or condescending or being just an asshole, if they take that the wrong way, your man possibly is done. I mean, it was almost like I'm watching Hernandez, because I mean, if Hernandez get convicted on this, he's done. It's almost like I'm watching his funeral, and Bradley is delivering the eulogy. That's what it seemed like. I mean, you could not rattle the guy. You couldn't. I told people this. You're not going to be able to rattle this guy. This guy is inundated with the shits. Okay, this guy is with the shits. This guy is wallowing in the shits. He's not afraid of nothing. This man is probably not even afraid of death now. I could see it in his eyes. He's not afraid. I could see it. And I can also see, just by the way he talked and the way he express himself, that he's not stupid. Okay? And remember, he said, please repeat yourself again. Please repeat. He has a little experience in that courtroom as well. So, and you couldn't intimidate him by saying that his deal was broken because he's lying, or he could possibly be lying. That didn't rattle him either. I mean, Baez tried every trick in the book. He was in his bag today. When Baez was next to him, he said, oh, I don't want to spill the drink on you. He was in his bag, and he still couldn't rattle this guy. I know it's bothering him. And I know it's bothering him that he think that the jury believes him. Because he know if the jury believes Bradley, it's over with. We're just going through, it's just a matter of formality right now. You feel me? So here's an important lesson that people need to know. You never should judge a book by its cover. Just because a person look a certain way and he was into a certain lifestyle doesn't mean he's stupid, folks. It doesn't mean that. I don't judge nobody by their exterior, because I don't know what anybody is capable of. I don't know. I don't know why people don't know that. Probably, I don't know. I don't think Baez did an incredibly bad job. I don't think he did a bad job, but I don't think he was prepared. He was battling 3 people in that courtroom. He was battling the judge with all those sustain, damn it. Just sustain yourself. Re-ask the question. Rephrase your question. Sustain, sidebar. Lord have mercy. Woo! And then on top of it, he's battling the prosecutor. Prosecutors kept objecting him. He was objecting him like a motherfucker. You hear me? And excuse me for my language. He was objection, Your Honor, objection like a motherfucker. And that's what happened. So he's battling him, and he's battling this guy on the stand that is not afraid of nothing. First of all, Bradley is not afraid of nothing. He's wallowing in the shits. He's with the shits. He said, yeah, I admit it. I admit to it. It says it right there in the text message. I wanted to kill Aaron Hernandez for what he did to me. Oh my God, it's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good for Aaron Hernandez, man. It's not looking good, because here's the thing. If you look at the evidence for what it is, if you look at it objectively, we don't know who pulled the trigger that night. I could see if we had some fingerprints on the gun, or I can't even tell if Bradley was driving, because there's no video footage of Bradley driving, man. It's none. So the only way you can convict him is unless you go solely on Bradley's story. And if I was the juror, I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. However, I don't trust those jurors. I don't trust it. So it is what it is. It's no knock on the jurors or anything, but I just don't trust the situation right now. And I know Baez may feel the same way. But Baez, I understand your frustration. I understand why you were walking that tightrope, because the stakes are high. This man is saying that your guy did it. I get it. I understand it. I understand that the stakes are high. Trust me. And you're pulling out all the stops. You're in your bag. You're trying to do everything. You're trying to get him pissed off. You're trying your best to. Nothing was really working with this guy. This guy was sitting there almost like a Zen master. He was almost Zen-like. This guy was just sitting there literally almost zen-like. So, trust me, I get your frustration. I get why you like, man, you tried your best, but you never know how the jury is going to react. So, that's all I got to say today, man. From the comments I was reading, people think that Bradley is doing a good job. He's coming across as a likable guy. So we don't know how the jury is going to take that. We don't know if the jury is going to be like, man, this guy's guilty as fuck. He done shot his friend in the head, and he done shot 2 more. We don't know what they thinking. And I always say it, I'm going to say this in every video, I would never want to be in a position where I have to have my life in the fate of 13 people. You always want to think before you react sometime, man, before you do things, man. Oh, what this means for Aaron Hernandez. I'm not in a position where I can watch the jurors' faces every day. So I don't know how they're taking this right now. I don't know. It only takes one juror for it to hang, for it to be a hung jury. So it could be one juror that's like, you know what? I don't believe Bradley. I don't believe him. I don't. So. But yeah, man, that's all I have to say, man. I look forward to you guys' comments as always. And that's it. I'm waiting for your comments. All right, guys. Thank you for watching the videos. I greatly appreciate it. Please share the videos with your family and friends. And also don't forget to hit the subscription button. Until next time, peace.